Good morning to everybody. Today is 31st of January. At the end of January, ahead of us the last month of the winter. There are a lot of people who's expecting the coming spring. Today we'd like to pay your attention on the night's, from the point of view of European time, the night's address of the United States President to the nation. There were a lot of people who expected something special from this kind of address. Anyway, it passed rather smoothly. As you can see, the volatility is rather limited during the night. What's interesting, the main idea the president touched during his address was the confrontation between the parties in the Senate, in the House of Representatives in the United States, between Democrats and Republicans, which is at the moment the main obstacle of the future policy of the United States, of the current United States president. Maybe from this point of view we see a weaker dollar this morning, and also from a technical point of view probably the rebound of the dollar has come to an end during the past couple of days. We see this kind of rebound, but it was mainly technically driven. At the moment, that's depending on the situation in the evening, where we have Monetary Policy Committee meeting. The policy meeting by the Federal Reserve, the Fed's meeting, which should be probably the most important during this week. The last one, by the way, of the current chairwoman of the Federal Open Market Committee, Miss Janet Yellen. For sure, for the market, it's more important how the new appointed United States Federal Open Market Committee president will behave, how he will address the current problems, how he will lead the current monetary policy of the United States. Of course, it's very interesting, but also here we don't expect any kind of major changes. But the time for sure will show. Regarding today's meeting, the most important, of course, will be the statement, because despite of the rising of the United States Treasury yields at the moment we're witnessing at the moment, we don't expect any changes to the interest rates from the part of the Federal Reserve. Anyway, some changes in the wording of the following bank statement will be very important. Finally, on Friday we have a crucially important, maybe one of the most important economic barometers, indicators, which is payrolls report, where the market participants will pay close attention on the average hourly earnings as a major inflation measure of the state of the United States economy. Regarding today's strategy from our company, we'd like to pay your attention on the much stronger English sterling. UK sterling at the moment trading around 42. That's despite of the fact that yesterday it plummeted below a psychological important level of 140. Unfortunately, we did not follow the move. We did not buy the currency yesterday. As you remember from our last reports, we were intended to buy it at 140.20. Anyway, some later yesterday we changed our strategy, and we were ready to buy the currency at 39.50, but the low was around 39.80 or something like this. And now we are behind the curve, we are behind this rising path in the sterling's price. Anyway, nothing happened wrong. We still prefer to stand aside, waiting for a more comfortable point of entry point for trading sterling pairs. Regarding other currencies, we still long in the euro dollar 23.70. Let's see how the situation here will develop. Regarding the dollar yen, the falling short-term trend line lies today around 110. That's why we are ready to buy to sell the currency at the possible testing of the psychological level of 110. And while below, we still expect the currency will sooner or later test the lows of 2017, which lies around 107.32. We put a stop above 110.50. What's interesting also, we'd like to pay your attention on the Russian ruble crosses. After yesterday's Ministry of Finance of the United States declared its Putin list of 114 persons very close to the current president of Russia. Anyway, at first, the first impact was rather muted. Even the ruble moved below 56. But anyway, closed, if you see it, 56.37. It will be very interesting how the market will react to the news, how the situation will develop in the coming sessions. Let's see this. We expect the ruble anyway will come under the pressure, under the downward pressure, because of the Treasury Secretary Mnuchin following declaration announcement that there is a kind of secret sanctions against these persons, and nobody knows what kind of these secret sanctions included in this bill. The time will show, of course, but what about us? We don't believe in the seriousness of such kind of sanctions, because on the underestimation of the Russian people from the point of view of American authorities, which is really very stupid from my point of view personally. So here we still, despite of the fact the ruble will come under the pressure, also because the oil prices are lower. Today we see the Brent finally trading around 68, and in the moment the Brent broke below its first support of 68.20. From a longer point of view, we still expect the Brent sooner or later test 63.50, where lies a kind of medium to longer term rising uptrend, with the first reliable kind of support around 65.80-66. So here we still sellers on any upticks, and expect the Brent lower from now on. We wish you a pleasant day ahead. Probably in the evening, after the Federal Reserve ends his policy meeting, we will come with a new kind of review of the currency markets. That's depending on the situation and also on the volatility in the markets. If you have any suggestions or proposals, don't hesitate to ask us anytime. Wish you a nice day ahead. Bye bye for now.